This is the call to order for this Jasper City Council. December 8th, 2025, Jasper City Hall. It's now 6 o'clock. All council members are present. You need to open with a word of prayer. Mr. Kyle, do you mind opening with a word of prayer?
Yes, sir. Bow heads. Most gracious Father, God, we thank you for this time. We thank you for these moments, God. We ask that you would continue to be with us, continue to crown our heads with wisdom, insight, understanding, and guidance. God, we ask that your presence will continue to reign with us throughout this season as we make preparations to celebrate the birth of your Son, Jesus Christ. And God, most of all, allow your presence to be with us throughout this meeting so that we may have understanding and clarity in doing the things that you would find pleasing in your sight. We give you the glory, we give you the praise for all these things we pray. In your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You have some information from the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission. Is that something that's going to go? No. Okay. Do we have next departmental reports?
Yes, I think the judge wanted to go first night.
Okay.
His grandchild in the band?
Yes, Mayor and Council, I've got a grandson that is in the junior high band, and they're having a performance tonight at 7 o'clock, and so I was appreciative of the fact to be able to appear first and then be excused if possible so that I can make sure I attend. I will be in a great deal of trouble with a spouse and a daughter as well as grandson if I don't make that appearance, and I'm sure each of you understand that. The court was busy this past month. We had 53 new violations of the law. We completed 56 cases during that month. The fines collected were $13,694.50. We processed 5 Class A and B and felony cases during the month. Warrants issued, we issued 16 new ones, and for warrants cleared, there were 29. The Linebarger Collection supposedly has finished their software or is in the process of finishing their software over the course of the next week. We anticipate them being online sometime within the first week or two of January of 2026. Are there any questions that you may have with regard to this information? Take it there none. Thank you very much. Thank you. Be excused, Mayor.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, Council. Now the report from Public Works Department, we'll start off with water production. We pumped a total of 37,536,000 gallons of water. They replaced a check valve on one of our high lift pumps at Temple Drive. They've done their routine dead end flushing and done 20 back T samples that are routine also. The water distribution department, the contractors have laid 1,280 feet of pipe since our last meeting. They've tied 25 customers into the new line. They're winding down this project. We have 2 more bores underneath the roadways to do to make tie-ins, and they should be getting close to being finished with that project out west. The water distribution department, they have installed 63 meters this past month, made 2 water taps, and repaired 13 water leaks. Wastewater treatment plant treated a total of 19,651,000 gallons of wastewater. The collection department, they had 21 sewer calls this past month. They have installed a new pump and controls to the lift station at the fire field, getting ready for the new restroom and stuff that we're installing. They've done some cammering of the sewer lines, and they've replaced the air relief on the one of our force mains. Street and drainage department used 10 tons of coal patch for pothole repair, installed 60 foot of some culverts, slope mowed 3 miles of street right of way, and swept 2 miles of street right of way. All the departments have been busy with Christmas in the park. helping out on putting light pieces out, changing bulbs, and getting ready for our opening day this past month. Have any questions? All right, thank you.
I do, I'm sorry. I do. Can you tell me when the new tractor, the Mantis tractor will arrive? Have you guys ordered that yet?
Yes, ma'am, we have ordered it. They told me it's 4 to 5 month wait on that.
4 to 5 months on that. And Mr. Kelly, that's still coming out of the SRMPA fund?
Yes.
Yes, and if I would, like to make a note with you, Mr. Bob, if there are any other demonstrations of any equipment that you guys need, I would like to be invited. And I believe Councilwoman Horn would as well, because we weren't there. So if you do any more demonstrations of equipment, I would appreciate being invited.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so
Uh-huh.
much.
Council, Mayor, sanitation report for the month of November. We hauled 37 loads, and that equals 740 tons. We replaced 11 residence cans that were broken or either damaged, and then with the cripples in the park, we used 48 of the residential carts, 7 of the black barrels, the commercial black barrels, and 2 metal dumpsters for the commercial side. Everything was full when it was over. Any questions?
Thank you.
How y'all see? Started, it looks a little bit different, we got that new system installed, and we're still working out some bugs and getting our reports built, but for the last month, the way this new system does, it prints out for every officer, so you can see how many calls the officer went on. They went altogether 1,040 calls, the service they had. Total of 125 cases that they generated, because every call they go on is obviously not a case or it's an incident, but they generated 125, which is pretty busy. The rest of 37, either on warrants or on view violations. They had 2 traffic accidents, and they stopped 302 cars, wrote 42 citations, and 260 warnings. They had a lot of warnings.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Good morning.
Good evening, I'm Lindsay with the library. So for November, we signed up new patrons with library cards. We circulated 743 items total. That includes our physical books, ebooks, and audiovisual materials. Our computer lab had 120 users this month. We had an estimated total of 1,050 visitors at the library. Our community outreach continued with, we had a booth at Christmas in the Park where we were able to give out 230 program calendars for December to promote our programs. We also gave out 150 take-home craft kits for kids. As far as our programs go, this past month we held 9 programs. Total attendance combined was 83 attendees. Our top performing program, Tia Johnson with Channel 12 News, came and did a story time, Tia Tells, at the Kiwanis Park. So that's our report for November. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Judy. Y'all have any program for audiobooks?
We carry audiobooks. They do have the Texas Talking Book Program. That's something that you could send in and get. We do carry a little audio with our e-readers, but we do have audiobooks at the library for checkout. In addition to that, there would be the Texas Talk Program, which is through the state.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mayor and Council, for November for the code enforcement, we issued 17 commercial permits, 13 residential permits with a total of $17.91 and 24 cents. So there was a total of 30 permits issued since the last one. Secured the abandoned properties, we had 1, 4 junk cars removed, vegetation debris 20. The buildings removed 5, illegal sign pickup 15. So total to date is 56 permits, 6 complaints resolved, 80 code case, including debris and vegetation resolved, and 5 dilapidated structures removed. We do have a few active cases right now that Derek and I are currently working in Brandon. One of the biggest, I know you've heard me say it a couple of times, but it's coming up on the next agenda. We'll be getting it to list to put in your packet, but the 90 days that we were waiting for the abandoned mobile homes and dilapidated structures throughout the city that we tagged has run its course. So by the time we get to the next council meeting, it will be time for everyone to deliberate, vote on the dilapidated structures so we can proceed with enforcement of demolition and removing those. And there's not really any new COs that we issued, but we have had a few applications submitted, so I'm hoping to get those and have those included on your December report. So with that was all for November. Any questions on code enforcement?
I just want to thank you for your work on the dilapidated buildings. Those are safety hazards, very minimum fire hazards, and children get hurt in them, so thank you for that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So the month of November fire reports, resulted in 47 calls, pumped 13,250 gallons of water. Out of those calls, we had 1 vehicle fire, 3 woods and brush fires, 5 motor vehicle accidents, 1 appliance fire, 3 active alarms, 3 false alarms, 5 hazmat calls, 18 unauthorized burns, which was during the burn ban, and 8 other service calls, which could have been limbs on the line or trees in the road, things of that nature. Also, early last month, we took possession of our new truck that we've been waiting on for 3 years. We did go a different route. We did not get it from the company that we originally ordered it from. So it is in Jasper. It will be in the parade carrying Miss Claus and Santa tomorrow evening, and we hope to have it in service by Wednesday afternoon.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Those 18 unauthorized burns, any citation?
I know of 1 citation that was issued over here on Cabot Street.
Thank you.
I have a question. The truck that you decided to go with, the amount for this truck, was it the same as the amount for the other truck that was ordered?
No mountain. It was a couple $100,000 less.
And any plans for the fire department for what you plan to do with the extra money that you saved buying this truck?
Well, we were able to equip this truck out with the funds that we saved.
So that's what you did? You equipped this truck out with the funds that were saved from the, okay, thank you so much.
If we would've waited and got the other truck, that's all we would've been able to afford, just the other truck.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the Light Fire Department, they worked 26 power outages for the month of November. They had, we connected 1 new service, and disconnected 4 dilapidated structure services. And then right away, they were able to cut 3 trees. They hauled off like 42 loads of brush from residents. They trimmed 210 foot of service wire going to the houses, and they also did 480 feet of primary. And then, like Bob said, we spent numerous hours working on Christmas in the Park. Questions about any of that?
Park looks great.
A lot of hard work from a lot of employees.
I understand we had 5,000 visitors. That's the number I was.
I guess.
I like that, yes.
It was full.
Very good.
Thank you, Larry. That's all we're on here, all right. We are moving now to public comments, and Ms. Rawls. You have 3 minutes, please, ma'am.
Okay, gonna take 3 minutes.
No.
Mayor and, city council, 3 things I'd like to discuss, I'm gonna say them fast. The last administration that was here with us, the mayor, the Pillar community presented a American flag that had flew over the White House. And we asked that they put it on, posted at the January Park. As of today, it's still not there. So I'm gonna ask the city council to take a look at that and try to get that flag, on a flagpole. Okay, this year the Pillar community is partnering up with the Jasper Police Department. I'm gonna say it right this time.
Yeah.
Police Department, we're gonna be having a senior citizen bingo on Thursday at the Nehemiah Center from 1 to 4. We asked each person to bring a toy. We're gonna be helping with them with the toy drive. Now, if you don't come, you still can get a toy and drop it off at the police department over there. Well, look at me like that. You gonna bring one, Jeremy? You gonna bring them? Okay. All right, and I wanna commend Jasper for the outstanding fireworks that y'all showed in Jasper. Y'all need to give Jasper a hand and everybody else. They did a wonderful job, you know, that laser, man, that was nice. So, this is the kind of stuff that we need to start doing in Jasper to bring revenues. Do we need some revenues coming into Jasper?
A lot of them.
Yeah, and that's what we need to do, get a committee put together and start doing different things, once a month or every 2 months, to bring that crowd of people in, let them see what Jasper's all about. Jasper is more than what people give us credit for. Thank you, y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about the Cowboys?
All right, first item on the consent is the sets of minutes for November the 10th. Hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion unanimous, approval. And consider for approval, no fishing in the pond during the week of January the 19th through the 23rd for the trout derby.
I move we approve.
Have a motion and second.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Two passes unanimous. Moving down to item number 3. And we have a report on Beatty Orton House.
Mayor and council, we have Laura here with a rhino. She's got a presentation, she's getting it set up on our laptop over there for just a second. They spent many hours going through and looking and telling us everything that they could find wrong with it. Come up with a plan to start on it. And, after she gets her presentation, I want to talk to y'all just a minute about the presentation. Come on, Laura.
Well, it's such a pleasure and honor to be here. Let me turn this on, so, we're gonna get it on the other screen. In the meantime, I'll just introduce myself, and first I wanna say thank you, Mayor McLean and council members, for the opportunity to work on this really remarkable project. We're so honored at our office, and I'm really excited to just share some of our findings today, and happy to answer any questions. And I was told that I should keep the presentation under 2 hours, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Can everybody see, or should we give you a minute?
I don't know
You're
why
almost there. He was all set up.
Yeah.
Clock's ticking, Bob.
I'm working on it. That ain't a bomb.
Been working on it.
Got an hour and 57 minutes.
Me too, I'm running out of here.
And of course, Mike left.
So my name is Laura Carrera. I'm an architect out of Urbano, based out of Houston. So I'm visiting from not too far away, and it's always really nice to be here in Jasper. And so I'll tell you a little bit about our findings, and then any questions, please go ahead. So we're gonna keep it really high level and then dive into some of our findings. So what we did is we prepared a preservation plan, so a condition assessment, evaluating your building from a historical significance point of view, and then also from a conditions assessment. How can we fix and what can we do in a way so that you can address this building in a more practical, approachable way. So we're all about looking at complex items and simplifying that, and hopefully you'll find it very straightforward. So this is a 1880s building, and you see here, thanks to the Jasper County Historical Commission, we have that photograph from 1900 of the Blake Betty Orton house. And this is a distinctive late Victorian residence built entirely out of native pine. And you have it listed on the National Register, it's listed on the state. There we go, okay. And it is, it's also a state antiquities landmark. So back in 1975 is when you got this building listed. And so why does the restoration matter? So you have one of Jasper's last surviving 19th century Victorian houses here. And it's a strong structure with highly repairable materials, something I like to say just strictly off the bat. So this building is a rare surviving, its loss would be permanent, and its repair is achievable. It's very, very easy to work on these types of structures because they were built out of simple materials with very simple methods. And so its restoration will prevent accelerating the deterioration that you're currently facing, and you're gonna be able to protect your historic fabric. So it's really important that you address this building now, and so that you can save a major civic landmark for your public use. So a little bit more about this project. So it was built by State Senator John Betty, a key figure in Jasper. And some of its important characteristics, it's a Queen Anne and East Lake influenced design, and it truly is integral to your early residential history. So, and it goes beyond just Jasper as an example. It's a piece of East Texas architectural heritage. So this place is proof that Texans have always known how to build something worth keeping. So let's dive into the current conditions. So you currently have a roof, a deteriorated roof with wood shingles, and you're having some of its pieces kind of flying because of the heavy wind loads. And then you have wood decay throughout. You have aging HVAC, electrical, and plumbing systems. The last renovation was in the 1880s, early 1880s. And your interior finishes are in fair condition. You just need to really upgrade the MEP and then some of your finishes. But all in all, it has good bones. The foundation really, there's uneven settlement, which again, it's something that you would find in these types of structures. And the nice thing is that you're not dealing with a slab on grade. You're dealing with these little legs that you just fix. It's not rocket science. So what we've done is we've divided, we've prioritized along with you all from the city, and we took a look at how to approach this building. And so we prioritized it in two different phases. Priority one is looking at the exterior stabilization and protection. You really need to get protection at the roof level and on the sides. Because of your wood decay, you're allowing some water in, and so that's number one priority. And then doing some structural stabilization, some of the wood some of the columns and your porches. There's some minor restoration or chimneys from that brick that was replaced in the 1980s. You have some efflorescence there. And then you can improve some drainage, but really, truly, it's all very simple work. In summary, it's restoring the exterior and including your roof. And those are some of the images of today. And then when you're going into the interior, we're gonna look at your interior finishes. You do have, because of the HVAC, so this is all the engineer's fault, not the architects, just kidding. So you do have some ductwork that is allowing some moisture, and so what we need to do is basically replace your HVAC, do some replacement of your plumbing fixtures, some pipes, and then fix some of those areas. Those are really localized. You don't have a lot of this happening throughout. And then you have a drinking fountain that's causing, a little bit of issue. You can see it on the wood floor. Again, simple. And then there's the MEP. So what we have we're actually proposing is that the HVAC equipment be added in priority 1, because you can do that. And then everything else, the additional electrical service and the plumbing systems, the accessibility, fixing that ramp, and maybe adding some, making an ADA accessible restroom in the interior. But all work for both priorities, you will need to review it with the Texas Historical Commission. And some of the potential future uses, you really could use this building as municipal offices, a museum, cultural interpretation, small scale meetings. You've already had really nice events. You can continue to do so. It's such a unique structure that I bet you many people would be excited to host more events there. So a restored building gives the city an asset instead of a liability. And I think that is the case for this building. So a path forward, so we really recommend that you start your priority 1, exterior stabilization with the HVAC immediately, and then you follow that, the interior work. As long as the HVAC is working after that priority 1, you really have about, we're saying 2 to 3 years to work on the interior, but as long as you have that ventilation going, you have a bit of time. And then you have to work with the Texas Historical Commission. We strongly recommend always working with the Jasper County Historical Commission and the Texas Historical Commission, and working with a Secretary of the Interior's qualified preservation professional. We are that also. So we would love to have the opportunity to continue working on this project for you all, and work also through your funding and phasing to be able to approach this building. And then you can secure this landmark for the next century, as you already have, for the past century. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions?
I have a question. Time frame, from beginning to completion. Can you tell me how long you believe that will take? Yeah, so from a design perspective, because you will have to develop some existing drawings, the nice thing is that you've already invested in a condition assessment, so we already understand the building. So I would say about 4 to 5 months to complete the drawings for a full set. And then construction is going to depend on the contractor, but I will say this scale, just from the projects that we work on, could range from 6 months, if they're very aggressive, to 12 months. I would allow for those 12 months to be safe. And then if you do phasing, it could, that could change things a bit, and we can certainly work with you to come up with a phasing that works with you all. I would also just like to mention, I don't know, Greg, about have you chosen a contractor yet, or do you have any idea about time frame? Because I know the council voted to move our new Department of Tourism inside the Betty Orton home, and so I think there was some question that the renovation of this building would take an enormous amount of time. but the architect is saying, you know, maybe a year, right, at the most. Do you have any idea, of time frame?
We do have another office down at the Parks office at the old Tidbit building that we can put that tourism office in for right now. But what I'd like, that's what I was gonna talk to you about, get with Laura, and we hadn't bid anything out, we have no contractors, we just wanna get y'all a report tonight. I'd like to work with her over the next month or so and come up with a bid packet and the priority of getting the building dried back in, so we're saving the outside and getting the air conditioners back going, fixing the rot on the outside, and, through this, we found out this building originally had a metal roof, so we can go back with the metal roof to save us some money on it. So it originally had metal roof, so through some of her investigating with Gail and some more people here in Jasper, that really helped get some misinformation. But if y'all give us permission to go ahead and to work together and come up with a bid packet, and she said some of our local contractors can bid on this. This work can be done by local contractors, just gotta get everything done, ran through the Texas Historical Commission and some stuff like that. So hopefully we can have something more for y'all by February on a time frame, and maybe even get ready to bid it out by then. Yeah.
Can I ask one more question, Greg? Can you
Yes.
tell me how long it's been since any work has been done on the home?
There's been some small work. I think the roof was replaced about, what, 15, 18 years ago? 1980, no, it was done since then. Sims Construction did a roof on it probably, and
Tommy was city manager.
yeah, Tommy Borkin was city manager at the time.
Working on all the time.
Yeah, it's been a while back. So, yeah.
Well, also, during this, or whenever, could we, get some bids on possibly doing some really nice landscaping around to where the grounds, I don't know, there's probably not any pictures of what it was at one time, but I think landscaping, after all this is done, would be very important to draw.
Yes, sir, I think as a final step, that'd be a good thing for the house.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, move to number 3 to number 4 is the, opening of the project of the Carrick East contract for the zoning project. And Greg, before we get started on that, could I get you to give us an update and see where everything is?
Mayor, Council, I think there's about $12,000 left on the contract. I think what had to be done is a couple of public hearings and a couple of mail-outs to finish the project. I believe there's going to have to be a committee, the zoning committee appointed at the very end. It's really probably a 6-month process left, if I understand.
So what we're discussing tonight is the final payment to bring the zoning up to contract.
Well, it'd be, that 12,000 will be split over the next 6 months they get through with it, if the council goes forward with it.
I have a question. I think when we voted on this before, because this is the 3rd time that we're voting on this. Well, this council, the 3rd time. Mr. Holmes may have voted on the previous council, more times than that, but just myself, this is the 3rd time. And I believe the last time when you came and spoke to the council and said why we were doing this, you said you didn't know why it wasn't followed through, because the original contract was supposed to be completed, I think, in 1 year, right?
The, also I can tell you about that part is the Councilman Schultz brought it to the council and they voted to stop it at that time. I'm not sure why. Council never explained on that.
Yes, so it says contract amendment. You're wanting to use the same contract, but it was never completed to start with. The people that we hired, Ken Dec 8th, did not complete the job.
They did not complete it, that's why there's
Yeah, I wanna be
12,000.
specific about that.
There's
They
just
did not.
12,000 left in there. They
Yes.
stopped, the council voted just stop where we was at the time, that's all it did.
Yes, and if I could also be specific, the city council never voted to zone the city of Jasper, correct?
Yes, they voted originally to start the zoning project. It's a whole process you gotta go through, and this will be finalized and if y'all go through with it.
Yes, to hire Kendi Keys, but did the city council vote to zone the city of Jasper? Because I looked at the minutes from 2019 until current, and I see no vote to do zoning in the city of
Yes,
Jasper.
they voted to hire Kendall Keys to start the process, and you gotta go
For
through the whole
consultant.
process before it's complete, and it's just a whole process, it's not
Yes.
just a vote on. But yes, they did vote to do the zoning for Kendall Keys to start it.
Yes, to hire Kendi Keys, I did find that, but I did not find where the city council voted to
That's
zone
the
the city
final
of Jasper.
thing the council will do, after you go through the public hearings, the ballot, and all that, and the council will make the final vote to do that. And then the council will do the, voting of the committee, or the zoning committee. Or zoning board, actually. Has to be the final step.
So, the, what is their name, the Keating East, they will look at Jasper and assess it, go all the way over it, and then come back to the council and give a report.
It's already been done. We already got the maps, everything's been done.
From years ago, correct? Not recently at all. In
Not
fact,
much.
it was 2022 was the last time that you got a report from Kendi Keys.
Not much has changed, because you break it up in commercial, industrial, and residential, and mixed use. Am I correct about that? And that's how it's broke up. And so not a lot's changed since then, because over there where the industrial part is, off Milam Street, where, Texas Materials is, that's all industrial area. You know, across the street, you have some mixed use, I believe, over there, which is residential and business, is the way I understand it. So it's been done. It's not a lot changed. They might have to change a few things, but not much.
If I could say one more thing, I mean, do we need to vote to take up the discussion? I mean, because we haven't voted to take up the discussion to make a motion, or can we continue to ask you questions that?
I would like a discussion on it myself before somebody makes a motion as to which way to go.
Well, usually you make a motion and then you discuss it, that's why I was asking, I didn't wanna do anything that's wrong. I didn't wanna
No,
continue to
that's
ask
not-
questions of the city manager without a motion to discuss.
That's gonna be an attorney's question.
Make the motion, I second, and then we talk about it.
All right, I can do
Yeah,
that.
sorry.
What's the question precisely?
Can we ask questions of Mr. Kelly about this, motion, about the, agenda item without making a motion to hear the item and having a second, and then we do discussion? Is it okay? If we're doing discussion before we ever make a motion, I'm asking, is that okay?
We've been doing the discussion up until now, so I think that's fine.
We've been doing a discussion before we've made a motion and a second, and then having discussion?
Haven't we been having a discussion?
He just asked me to give them where they stood at as of right now.
I think that we're within our procedural guidelines right now.
What did, Mr. Thomas, did you make a motion?
Yeah, I made a motion.
I will second that motion.
Will you repeat your motion? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't got no motion, no, you don't want me to make no motion.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
You want me to make a motion?
To approve this?
I'll make a motion that we table this indefinitely.
You know, if I could just say one thing, like I said, we voted on this 3 times. And one time, the first time we voted on it in July, it was put to bed. We voted against it. And that was myself, Mr. Holmes, and Ms. Horn. And so it was a 3-2 vote. It was brought back again in July. And it was voted to table. And that was myself and Mr. Hildebrand and Councilwoman Horn. And so this is the 3rd time, Mr. Holmes, if you vote to table it, I believe it keeps coming back. Now, I don't think it does once we vote against it, which that is what we did the first time.
So she's asking that we vote against it, is it gonna come back again? If we table it, it comes back, we vote against it, is it dead?
It sounds like y'all have got it open for discussion right now, and that y'all voted to have this guy come in and do the work, correct? And I guess the question now is, are y'all asking whether or not y'all want to terminate him doing that, or?
Just to
The
finish
question is if we vote to table it, will it be back on the next agenda? Or would this, I mean, what do we need to do if we wanna put this, to settle this matter? Cause this is the third time that we've voted for this.
We can table it and put it on whatever agenda we wanna put it on.
Yes, I know, we're voting on the same thing over and over and over again, and so that was my question. How is a matter settled? It's not, just, it can be brought back as many times?
As many times as the city council decides to table it,
Unless there's a rule preventing that.
I can do some legal research to find out if there's a rule preventing that.
I would be interested in a rule that council took up to prevent this, because we're voting on the same items over and over again. This is the third time with the zoning. This happened before with Jedco. Before that, it was the chamber. And we're voting multiple times. I believe it's a waste of the taxpayers' money and time for us to continue to vote over and over again and hope for a different result, in my opinion, for these same items to be placed back on the agenda. So I would be interested, Mr. Moran, in having a rule placed on, doing some research, if you would, placed within our city council minutes. I know a lot of cities, it's 6 months once a matter has been settled. So if we had had that rule the first time we voted on this, it would be 6 months before it was brought up again. And some of them are a year, and it prevents things like this. That's just my opinion.
Greg, our council back, what year did this first come up?
It's been 5 years ago.
Okay,
probably.
5 years.
2021,
Okay.
it came up, all on the council. when it came.
2021. And I'm just talking, just like everybody else, 2021, the council then seemed fit to think that they wanted to look at zoning.
Well, one council member seemed fit, they wanted to look at zoning. Not the entire council, one council. This has never been a good thing.
That's right.
What, how did it get passed if we spent that much money?
Because whoever told somebody to put this back on the council now, told some other people to vote for it too. So just like somebody went and got this and put this back on her, somebody told them other people to put that on the agenda and they voted for it. So when you have a majority, you can do stuff that don't make no sense. And at the time, you had a majority, do stuff that didn't make no sense.
Well, but how much money have we got invested in this right now?
Over $100,000,
And we owe how much?
12,000.
1,200.
If I may, if it goes forward and we pass it, we have public hearings, so the people of Jasper can tell us what they want. We're always referring to the people. Here's the chance to give the people an opportunity to tell us what they want.
So you put this back on the agenda.
Yes.
So somebody told you to put it back on here, you don't know nothing about it.
No, absolutely do nothing about it.
That's what I be talking
So
about.
have you
Kirbyville
revised the
has
records, Mr. Mayor?
zoning.
But, when you say zoning, is that gonna mess with other districts? Because I really don't understand.
No, ma'am, it does not mess with other districts. What zoning does,
If it's zoning in, section 8, because if it is, it's messing with my people.
There you go.
section 8 has
And mine
nothing
as
to do
well.
with this,
It
ma'am.
does nothing with that.
It says section 8.
Yeah, Greg, will you explain that, please?
Yeah, explain that.
Zoning basically has a residential area, industrial area, a commercial area, and a mixed-use area. I'm gonna say, in a residential area, you don't want a concrete plant to come build next to your house. That's what it stops from doing. It don't stop any apartments or any section 8 housing or anything else from coming anywhere. It'll have to be built in a residential area, not a commercial or industrial area, or a mixed-use area. Zoning just allows, you don't want next to your house, somebody, like I say, to come build something, like a slaughterhouse or something, or whatever, and bring your property values down.
Well, that's what they said they were gonna do at first, but we got Jeremy in place for that. We don't need his own, Jeremy is his own.
Well, do you have a lot of instances of them wanting to build slaughterhouse next to
No, we
residential
have a rule
areas?
against that, but, I mean, that just keeps people's property values up, where you don't have things coming in a residential area causing disturbance. You bring a business in next to some of your houses right now, that runs 24 hours a day, and trucks coming in and out of there, that's gonna be a disturbance to the residents. That's what zoning helps prevent.
Yes, and it also places a lot of restrictions on the citizens, and while I understand that we've spent $100,000 on this, or the city of Jasper has before we were ever council members, with the exception of Mr. Holmes, I would like to be for what the citizens are for. And so this is gonna affect the citizens who live inside the city limits, and whether it is supposed to be for Section 8 or not, because you're absolutely right, it is against the law to discriminate or to use zoning to discriminate against Section 8. However, there is a committee member who was on this committee, that was 16 committee members, who I spoke with before we voted the first time for this, who absolutely proudly told me that this was to limit Section 8 housing, and that we had a workforce problem here inside the city of Jasper. This gentleman was on that committee, and I'm not the only one that he said that to. And so sir?
Said it clearly.
Yes, he did. And so while that might not be your intention, Mr. Kelly, that has been the intention of other people who were on here. And if I could go ahead and mention, Mr. Mayhar, I don't know if you asked for the records for the zoning, but I in fact did. When we voted on this the first time, it was an amendment with no contract. That's the first time that I've ever been asked as a council member to vote on anything without the contract. It was an amendment only. I asked for the records, and I pulled the records, and there was a 16-member board that was on this board, and if you'll just give me just a second, 5 former JEDCO members, including the president and executive director, 5 city employees, the 7 remaining persons, only 2 confirmed as citizens of Jasper out of the 17 who were considered for the Ordinance Advisory Committee. Not only that, but there were only minutes or notes for one meeting that was held, though in these emails, multiple meetings were held. And it wasn't done, in my opinion, or in a lot of people's opinion, in the way that it should have been, because I think the citizens had concern at the one site visit that this company that you're wanting to hire again came here, that they were worried that our businesses would move out to the ETJ areas because there will not be restrictions, because I think a lot of people don't understand, but if you start restricting
Mr. Mayor,
property.
do we have a time limit on discussion?
10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayhar, do you not want people to know this?
I just was wondering if we're gonna, maybe I can speak before we all go to sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
that,
ain't
point of order.
sleep.
Yeah, that's
Point of order. I have the floor.
Yeah.
That was me. I was out of line, I admit it.
Mayor, can I say something?
Yes.
From the staff point, the staff is here to do whatever this council wants done. And so the staff has nothing to do when this gets put back on there or what takes place. It's you all approve it or disapprove it, we take care of that side of it. The zoning can be as strict as the council wants it, or it can be as loose as the council wants it. It's up to each individual council how zoning works. So if y'all approve or disapprove, either way, the staff's gonna continue to do what we've been doing. But we did not get involved in all this zoning when it started. This was the council's idea.
Mayor, can
So I wanna make sure that was clear.
Can I continue, please?
You have a few minutes left.
Okay, so there were meetings held, Mr. Kelly, and you were a part of those meetings,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, they asked for
And
us to be on
does
that
it
committee.
sound correct, what I was saying, that there was a 16-member board, and, that there were 5 or 6 were city employees, and the other one were JEDCO board members that were there? And in fact, an area of this map was asked to be changed by by the people that you're wanting to rehire right now, Candy Keys, because one of those members asked for that area to be changed. Because see, this will affect your property values. If property is restricted, or it's not restricted, that will affect how much your property is worth. So you will be able to pick winners and losers on property value alone. And I believe the one site visit that I was speaking of earlier in 2021, where Brian came from Kended Keys, that was a concern from the citizens. The businesses would leave inside the city limits to go into the ETJ areas that I mentioned earlier and take the businesses there. And I feel if the citizens want this, and they were asking for more restrictions that would basically control every aspect of their life, and including noise, and how many people live inside their house, and how tall you can build your house. It is more and more restriction, then why don't we do this in the entire county of Jasper? Not just inside the city of Jasper, because it's the citizens who are gonna have these restrictions. And the citizens that I've talked to don't want zoning, and that's why it wasn't finished from when it was started.
Okay, made your point there, let's move on.
Sure, let's go.
No, wait, since we're discussing,
Okay.
I don't think zoning is to protect the citizens' property value.
All property value.
All property values, it's restricted to zone, to zone, to zone. Commercial cannot build in residential, residential cannot build in commercial. It's set, zoning has been all over the United States. My point is, I don't think Jasper can lose $100,000 and get absolutely nothing for it. And once, if this goes forward, we will have, it will be presented to the citizens to decide what the citizens want to do.
Yes.
That's my view. Mr. Mayor.
I've spoken to several realtors. Realtors always refer to Houston, about what a mess Houston is, because sections of Houston has no zoning. And towns with zoning grows, it protects property values. The realtors I am speaking with are begging for this, said we desperately need it. There's businesses that come here and refuse to stay or even talk seriously with us because we do not have zoning. I have a great neighbor, I love him to death, good guy. He drives a Harley, no muffler, we need to talk about that. When he leaves in the morning, he rolls down his driveway and then he cranks his bike so he gets away from the house a little bit, and I appreciate that. But there's no law that says he cannot open a motorcycle shop in his garage next to my house and rev engines all night long, unless I do a noise complaint. Under zoning, we know we can't do that. We also have a zoning board that can work out exceptions. So if there's a person who is extremely concerned about this, you go before that board and get your exception if it's appropriate. I actually agree with Ms. Angel on part of this, that people should have their say. By passing this, putting it in play, and let's have these public hearings on it, the people can have their say. Or we can tell them to shut up and just vote it down tonight. And I just do not feel good about that. Plus, I also don't feel good about throwing away $100,000. Thank you, Mayor.
May I be recognized?
Yes.
I don't wanna throw away $100,000 either, but the fact of the matter is that this company did not complete the job they were hired to do, and we would be voting to give more money to a company who did not complete the job to start with. And I absolutely want the citizens' input, but I'm not gonna push it on people who obviously do not want it.
But they didn't complete the job because we didn't pay for it, correct?
Yeah, we told them not to.
Yeah, the city council actually stopped the job.
We stopped
I
it,
didn't complete the job because the council stopped it.
that's right.
I see no harm, no foul in going forward and having the public hearing and having some time for the public that we worry about to be able to digest this. And I go back to the people who have a vested interest in as homeowners. I'm told my property value will go up by realtors. Realtors tell me people will come to this town for zoning, but they're not gonna have their next door neighbor putting in a hog pen. Now, I'm sure there's some regulation for that, but that's the biggest exaggeration. With zoning, we have more say on protecting ourselves against bad decisions of a slaughterhouse, or my neighbor deciding to process deer in his backyard and having a gut pile back there. Thank goodness I don't have that kind of neighbor.
May I be recognized? I'm sorry, anybody else? Mr. Hildebrand, would you like to be? Have I spoke twice?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Do y'all wanna make a motion, we'll vote?
Gentlemen, do you have any comments, everybody else? Have any comment?
Zoning would be the best thing that could happen for the future of Jasper, because property values are one of the, just 2 or 3 key elements that are gonna allow for growth and prosperity for all of Jasper. That's all I'm gonna say. But we do need to let the people decide, and the only way to hear them is to allow them into a workshop.
Do I hear a motion?
I already made a motion.
Do I hear a second?
What was the motion?
What was the motion?
I motion that we table it indefinitely.
I'll second the motion.
Is there any questions or discussion on it?
We've already had.
All right, all in favor of tabling the motion of zoning, say aye.
Table it indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
All opposed? Say-
Nay.
Nay.
Is it,
Point of order. Point of order, Mr. Mayhorn, point of order.
Ma'am.
Point of order. Do you have something to say? I'm concerned with you talking to Ms. Horn while after she's already voted.
Oh, I guess I was mumbling under my breath.
I did not hear Ms. Horn. All right, let's back up. All in favor of tabling the zoning motion, please say aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Tabling indefinitely 3-2. All right, leave number 4, go to number 5. Consider for approval redesignation of basketball pavilion at Sandy Creek Park to a general purpose venue.
I made a motion.
Do you hear a second?
Second.
Yeah.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to redesignate use for the pavilion. Any discussion or questions?
May I be recognized?
Yes.
Do we plan on charging a tax if we designate this as a, general purpose, venue? And how much are we gonna charge, and how is it gonna affect the children that play basketball there? Do you think that maybe we may need to table this and us get a plan together before we designate this an actual venue? Because a lot of cities do charge a tax for that. And I would be curious how much we're gonna charge for people to use this as a venue and how it will affect the kids that already play there.
That's a good question. Greg, they gonna stop the kids from playing basketball every day down there?
You have an event there, so.
Is there any plan or amount you're gonna charge?
Like reserve it?
Originally, when it was built, they decided just to let it be a basketball court where there should be free basketball anytime anybody wanted to play. If y'all wanna change that to use an event, then I think we need to charge an amount for us to use that and also reserve it. If you're gonna do it. And our other pavilions, we need to be charging for that, but all we do is deposit right now. But for this one, we need to come up with some rules, and a price for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, you can't have any vehicle or anything down there on it. It's gonna have to be something they can set up on there with tables and stuff, because you don't wanna mess up the striping and everything on, so we gotta keep on restriping. It's a sealed concrete slab. So,
Well, I make a motion that we table until we come up with a plan on how we wanna do it. So just voting for it right now, man.
and all y'all's opinion out here, y'all wanna know, how much a rough price for using it?
Yeah.
And then,
And if there's gonna be a tax, a venue tax, cities do that for when they designate a venue, so I'm curious about that and how much it would be.
I wouldn't say doing a tax, I would just use a use fee. A use fee for it. What it costs for a group to come here, because see, we've had several people wanna come use it. One of the home health cares wanted to do, their annual family fun day, that's it, down there. Cause it got rained out last time, and they said, we'll pay whatever, to use it, but we couldn't, cause the council voted not to do that. So if y'all want it to be used for that, then we'll come up with a price, $250, $500, these venues like this and other places go for a lot more than that. We'll give y'all some options on it and bring it back to you on things if y'all like.
And the cement, is something wrong with it. Cause a lot of the kids tell me
It's slick.
it's slick, so we can't play here. So we also looking at somebody gets hurt, bump their head, we looking at a suit because the floor,
No, ma'am.
we can't get sued.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
The signs down there says you play at your own risk.
Okay.
For our insurance, that's just the way it is.
They don't
Any
like-
park like that down through there.
Okay,
But
but it's a
it
little
is
slick.
slick.
It's slick.
It is slick, and it just takes time, because it's covered, it don't get the wear and tear like an open court gets on normal concrete. Rain and sunshine etches it a little bit, makes it lay slick out there on the court. But that was sealed to protect the concrete. The contractor sealed it. But we can look at it if y'all wanna put a regular, different surface on it also. But when you do that, put like a tennis court or a pickleball type, surface like they do some basketball courts, then that's gonna limit you to people putting tables and chairs on it out there then too, because that'll tear that up.
I made a motion, I ain't gonna second it.
Absolutely.
I understand we had the previous motion. Liz, did we not have a previous motion to?
There was a motion and a second, he changed his motion.
I changed my motion.
Yeah.
You made a motion to accept what's not,
Right, that's when she asked the question, then I changed it.
and then you changed it.
To table, that's what he's changing it to.
Yes.
And I second.
We'll get that information to y'all and get to you in January.
Call the question.
All in discussion, all in favor of taking the resignation of the basketball pavilion, say aye.
Aye.
You opposed? Motion passes. Table the pavilion.
Point of order. Point of order,
You'll be
Mayor,
right
please.
on, dog.
Please, Mayor, Mr. Mayhart, Councilman Mayhart, it's not appropriate to speak while the other councilwoman is voting. Point of order.
Point of order.
Did anyone vote against tabling it?
Table. All right, we're down to the council discussion time. Personally, I would like to thank everybody that worked on Christmas in the park. I have had more than I can count how many times people have come up to me and thanked us, the city, for putting it on. Talked about the drone show, the fireworks, the friendliness, the help. There was no incidences that I know of except for one young person getting hurt. And I understand that they're doing fine, but I just want to thank the city employees. They have done a great, great job. And everything, and Debbie Foster has worked her butt off. And we got, the Christmas parade tomorrow, and that seems to be going good, at 6 o'clock, yes. Anybody got, cars and stuff that, they would be there at 5:30, is that correct? Start lining up at 5:30?
No, line up starting at 4.
Well,
You
they,
gotta be in line by 5:30.
You gotta be in line by 5:30, yes,
to
yes.
get judged, if you wanna be judged, you have to be in line by 5:30.
Vote for me.